class. In the previous class we have seen about history chapters. Okay, we have seen history subject. Today we are going to see a new topic on civics. Okay, the topic says the Union Legislature. Okay, before we getting into the topic, we'll see what is legislature and what is Union Legislature. See, when we take India, India is followed by the parliamentary form of government. We also follow the democratic system of government in India. And what is democratic form of government? We have seen the word democracy defined by Abraham Lincoln, which says the government formed by the people, for the people and of the people. Okay, so the government which is formed by the people and for the benefits of people, okay, is called what? It is democratic form of government. And also we follow the parliamentary form of government. Why do we follow the parliamentary form of government? What is that parliamentary form of government? See, in India we are having the parliament, okay? The parliament has the supreme power. It has the power to change the law and orders. That's why we say it is parliamentary form of government. Not only that, the members of the parliament are elected by the people. So, the chosen people from among the people are made by the parliament, the houses of the parliament. Today we are going to learn about the Union Legislature. India is the vast country. If we have a single government, it is not possible to govern the whole country. So, the government is divided into union and the state. Okay. Both the government has its own power. Okay. In both the government we have the parliament. Okay. The central government which we have the parliament, that is called the Union Legislature is part of the central government parliament. Okay, and in the state also we have the state legislature. And we'll see what is legislature. Legislature is the law-making community which is consists of elected members of the parliament. Now we'll see here, when we see India, India is having president. Okay, who is this president? President is also a chosen person from the elected members of the community. Now, he is the chief executive of Indian government. Though he is considered as the nominal leader, the real power lies in the hands of the Prime Minister of India. He is having the supreme power which he has the power to change even laws and orders. And president, he functions based on the advice of the Prime Minister in India. Okay, we will see here the parliament. I said it is the parliamentary form of government. India adopted by the parliamentary form of government. Okay, when we say parliamentary form of government, there are three important branches are there in the parliament. Okay, the powers and the functions are divided equally among these three branches. Now we will see what are these branches. The three branches of the parliament are the legislature, the three branches of the parliaments are the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. Now we will see legislature. What is legislature? I already told legislature is the law-making community. In the parliament, the legislature Okay, and it is the function of the legislature, union legislature. And in executive, what did they do? They execute the law and order which is made by the legislature. And what is the function of judiciary? Judiciary maintain discipline. Okay, it checks whether the law and orders which is made by the legislature, which is executed by the executive council, is adopted by the people or not. That is the duty of the judiciary. Okay, and when we see India, these are the three important branches of the parliament. And we will see the distribution of powers between the union legislature and the state legislature. Certain powers and functions are given for the union legislature, and also certain powers and functions are given to the state legislature. And also another list. There are three important lists based on the distribution of powers. We will see what are the three lists in the parliament. What are the three lists? The first one is union list, and the second one is concurrent list. And the third one is state list. The ministry of the government is divided into the three lists. The power is distributed among these three lists. So what are the powers? What are the departments maintained by the union government? The areas like defense, foreign affairs, communication, banking, railways, currency, these all things comes under the union list. The union government, the union list will be based on the benefits of the union government or the central government. When we see the concurrent list maintains both the national and the regional problems. It solves both national and the regional problems. And the state list only based on the activities or the functions related to the state government. Now, what are the things that comes under concurrent list? Under the concurrent list, like education, forest, marriages, electricity, wildlife and labor, these are all the things that comes under the concurrent list. And under the state list, like law and order in the state, police, public health services, sanitation, hospitals and the state transport, railway system, these all things comes under the state list. Now when we see these three important powers, the three lists will be distributed among the three set of people to manage and maintain the function of the government, which makes the function of the government easy. And when we see the Indian parliament, there are two important houses are there in the parliament. We'll see what are the two important houses. Okay, one is Lok Sabha or the House of the People, and other one is Rajya Sabha or the House of the ministers or council of ministers. Okay, what are the two houses? One is houses of the people. Okay, house of the people, or we can say Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is otherwise known as Council of the Ministers. It is known as Council of Ministers. So, we will see today about this House of the People or Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is otherwise known as lower house and Rajya Sabha is otherwise known as upper house. Okay. Now, we will see what are the qualifications of the House of the People or the lower house or the Lok Sabha. See, the person who completed the age of 18 can be the member of the parliament in Lok Sabha, and he should be the citizen. He should not be involved in any criminal activities. Okay, these are the qualification of the member of Lok Sabha. Now, we will see how many members will be there in Lok Sabha. 552 members are there in the House of the People. In 2017 election, there are 545 members were there in the Lok Sabha. And among these 552 members, 530 members will be elected by the voting system through the secret ballot system, okay, or through the universal adult franchise. Now, what is universal adult franchise? Universal adult franchise is a people who completed the age of 18 has the right to vote. Okay, it is the universal thing which is adopted by the all over the countries in the world. Okay, and when we see this one, 530 members are elected through the secret ballot system and 20 members are elected from different union territories and two members will be elected by the president, okay, from the Anglo-Indian. So these are the members which is consisted of the Lok Sabha Council. Now, comparing with Lok Sabha, both houses, Lok Sabha has the supreme power. Okay, it has certain special powers to do certain things in comparing with Rajya Sabha. Why the Lok Sabha is having too much powers in comparing with Rajya Sabha? Because the members of Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people. Okay, when we see Lok Sabha, there will be a speaker. What is the duty of the speaker? The speaker arranges the meeting. He maintains the law and order in the house of the lower house or in the house of the parliament. These are the system which is followed in India. Okay. So today what all things we have seen? We have seen about the Indian government, what method they have followed. Okay. And also we have seen about the parliamentary form of government. And also we have seen about the three lists, the power, distribution of power among the three sets of government. Okay. And also we have seen the lower house of the parliament. Tomorrow we will continue with the upper house of the parliament. Okay, here we end the class. We will meet in the next class. Turn your book to History chapter 4. We will mark the question answers from chapter 4. Okay. In page number 46, filling the blanks, first one, slaves brought in from Africa. Second one, slavery. Third one, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Fourth one, first dash 1861 and in second dash abolished slavery. Second one, slavery. Okay, fifth question, slavery. Match the following 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Choose the correct answer. First one is Northern, second one is slavery, third one is Jefferson Davis, fourth one is Abraham Lincoln, and the fifth one is Southern. True or false? Section D, first one false, second one false, third one also false, fourth and fifth one is true. Section E, first question, page number 42. Second question, you can mark from the question, raw cotton from the southern states in America. After America, put an arrow mark and write was. Okay. Then at the bottom of your book, you have little space. There you can write the answer. Because of the cotton growing industries and cotton mills were found more in the industrial city of Lancashire. And the third question is page number 42 again. Fourth question, you can mark from the question, okay. Abraham Lincoln, after Abraham Lincoln you can put an arrow mark and write is described as the great emancipator. Answer you can write it in a paper and paste it in that page, okay. Write the answer. Because he abolished slavery in the south and he took efforts to repair the damages of the war and heal the wounds of the south. Fifth question, again you can mark from the question, Lincoln declare is there, you have to add D in the answer. Declare war on the southern confederacy. Answer is, you can write it in the paper, because the southern states demanded labors and climbed on slavery to work in the plantations. That is first point. Second point, the southern confederacy broke away from the union. Okay, it was broken from the union. Sixth question, why was Southern Confederacy was defeated? Okay, you can write the answer. Because Abraham Lincoln made plans to repair the damages of the war and heal the wounds of the South. And the eighth one, page number 42. Section F, first question, page number 42, second question, page number 42, third question, page number 42 and 43. F section, second question, A 43, B 43, C 43 and 44. F3A 43 and 44, B 43 and C. You can write the answer. First one, slavery was abolished. Second one, the union was restored. Third one, nearly 7 lakhs people lost their lives. Fourth point, Abraham Lincoln could not fulfill the plans to repair and heal the wounds of the South because he was executed. G section, first question, Abraham Lincoln. Second one, 43 page number. Third one, page 44. And the fourth question, because he did not want to form any confederacy against the union and to prevent sedition, he made a civil war against the southern states. And from section E, seventh question answer, you can write it down. As a result of the Civil War, slavery was permanently abolished from the Union States of America, and the American Federation was an indissoluble union of states, and no state had the right to break away. Now you turn to page number 42. Under the subheading, new developments, third line, from the third line till the end, you can mark for E2. And then move to the next subheading, the background. First para and the second para fully you can mark for F1A. After marking, under the subheading background, second paragraph beginning till the end of the sixth line, you can mark for E3 question. And in the same subheading, third paragraph, fifth line, beginning from an anti-slavery movement. And in the same page, fifth paragraph ending, you can write F1B. F1B. And after that, below the picture, from in 1852, you can mark for F1C till the end of the para. And move to page 43 under the subheading Abraham Lincoln, second paragraph, from the beginning, Lincoln's view. Okay, from there you have to mark for two questions. One is F2A and one is G2. Okay, for the G2 question you can close in 8th line, brutal system. Okay, and for F2A you can close in the end of the para, where the newly created states in the West. And come to the next question, to the subheading Abraham Lincoln, last paragraph, fully you can mark for F2B question. After marking, next subheading, the paragraph begins like this: the American Civil War 1861 to 65. The paragraph fully you can mark for F3B question. F3B question. Okay. Then move to the next page, page number 44. The F2C question you can close in the first paragraph. Initially won a number of victories. There you have to close two answers. One is F2C, another one is F3A. Then there is a box, discuss, like that it is given. In that you have the definition for democracy. You have to mark that one for G3 question. G3 question. So children, here we end the class. Study your portions well and prepare the lessons thoroughly. Read through the chapter today we have seen. Okay, it is Union Legislature. And if you have any doubt, you can ask to me. We will see in the next class. Thank you, children.